Hello, it's Gabby here for you. Before we jump onto this week's podcast, I just want to let you know about 2 ways that you can work with me. First of all, I do one-to-one coaching and I do that via Zoom, so we can jump on a Zoom call at a time to suit you. The second thing I've got for you is an online coaching course that's 12 modules that you can download straight away now. There will be a link somewhere around these podcast notes. And this is the course that I've designed, and it's got everything in it that I wish I'd have known when I finished cancer treatment and I was lost. So you can download that course now and you can start working towards making this your happiest and healthiest year ever. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hello, lovely, and welcome back to Confidence After Cancer, the podcast that helps you rebuild your confidence, energy and purpose after cancer treatment ends. I'm your host, Gabrielle Mottershead, cancer recovery coach, NLP practitioner, and 17-year inflammatory breast cancer survivor. And if you've ever found yourself sitting in a work meeting, biting your tongue when you really wanted to speak up, then this episode is for you. Today we're talking about advocacy at work, how to speak up with confidence, especially when you've been through something as life-changing as cancer. Because let's be honest, after everything you've survived, you shouldn't have to apologise for needing flexibility, setting boundaries, or asking for what you deserve. You would think that after facing chemotherapy, surgery, and endless hospital appointments, speaking up in a meeting would be a breeze, right? But many women tell me that after treatment, it's the time when they actually lose confidence in their voice. Maybe you've returned to work and you are trying to prove yourself again. Maybe you're afraid that colleagues will think you're difficult if you ask for adjustments. Or maybe, deep down, you just feel different now. Your priorities may have changed. Mine certainly did after treatment. The things that used to matter just don't anymore. And suddenly, people-pleasing feels like wearing shoes that don't fit you anymore. But here's the truth. Advocacy is not about confrontation. It's about self-respect in action. So I want to talk to you today about how to rebuild your voice. And as always, this is one small step at a time. And let's start with a very simple idea. Your voice deserves space. Not louder, not sharper, just clearer. And when I work with my clients inside Powerfully You, we talk about the 3 C's of confident communication. And the first C is clarity. And that's about knowing what you need before you speak. It's hard sometimes to be confident if you're not fuzzy or if you're not clear on your goal. And the second C is calmness. Breathe before you reply. Confidence is not about rushing. And I'm guilty of this. When I'm nervous, I rush and talk very quickly. But confidence is about being calm, taking a deep breath and grounding your energy, really claiming that space. And the third C is consistency. Don't wait for the big confrontation. Don't wait until you are speaking about something that's really important to you, because that adds to your nerves. Just practice small boundaries daily. Saying no, asking for time, stating your needs calmly. These are all practices that you can do every single day to get used to asking for what you want. Because assertiveness isn't built in a confrontation. It's not built in a boardroom. It's built in those little moments of life. So I'd like to give you some scenarios that might resonate with you, or maybe you can think of some of your own. But I'll give you some examples because to me, this brings these things into real life. So think about scenario 1 that's quite common. Your manager keeps adding to your to-do list. So instead of saying yes automatically, which is what I always used to do, take a breath, take a beat and say, well, I could do that, but it will mean X deadline moves to next week. Which would you prefer? And that is perfect assertiveness, not aggression. That is very calmly saying, yes, I can do that, but I can't do everything. Which would you prefer? Put it back on them rather than, as I used to do, taking everything upon yourself and then getting upset or getting angry or getting overwhelmed when you just can't physically deliver. Okay? I can do that, but it will mean X deadline moves to next week. Which would you prefer? Very assertive, very confident, putting your needs first. A second scenario I might give you is what I would like to call the boundary blur. And so many of us have got sucked into this being available at all times. And I remember back in the day when I first got my little BlackBerry, remember those phones you used to get with a little keypad? I was so excited, for the first time I could look at all my emails, my work emails, my personal emails, constant messages, looking at the internet. And now I've realised actually that's not really good for me. And again, there's no judgment here, but I need to switch off in an evening. I don't need that constant stream of information. I certainly don't need people that I work with having access to me in the evenings. Okay, so a scenario may be somebody might email you at 9 p.m. And what you could say the following day is, I saw your message this morning. I don't check work emails in the evening. And that's because I need to rest and recharge. You're not apologising. You are modelling healthy behaviour. Okay, there's no need to apologise for this. There's no need to make an excuse. You're simply stating that in the evenings, you rest and recharge. That's what you do. And that's what we should all be doing, no matter what our circumstances are. Nobody can work 24/7 and expect to stay healthy. We know this. Sometimes we forget, don't we? Especially if you're used to modelling what one of my colleagues used to call superwoman behaviour. And we all do this for a certain amount of time, particularly if you're a successful woman. Modelling superwoman, yeah, throw it at me, I can handle everything. But sooner or later, you realise you can't handle everything. And who really wants to live like that? Because your health is so important. Okay, we know this. And I'm moving on now to scenario 3, the invisible voice. And I don't want to make sweeping generalisations, but I've seen this so often in a mixed group where women are talking and their idea gets talked over. So if you're in that scenario, you're in a meeting and your idea gets talked over, you can simply say, I'd like to finish my point. Thank you. And that simple phrase has power. It says, I belong here. You don't need to get aggressive. You don't need to talk over anybody. You can simply say very calmly, I'd like to finish my point. Thank you. It might act a bit more impact if you use the person's name at the end of it. But again, it's about being very calm and just asking for what you want. I'd like to finish my point. Thank you. And so I want to move on now, thinking about reframing advocacy as healing. Okay, for many of us, learning to speak up after cancer isn't just about work. It's about part of healing our relationship with ourselves, because every time you advocate for yourself, you are sending a message to your body. And that message is, I'm safe now and I can trust myself again. And that, my love, is powerful medicine, because the more you do it, the more natural it feels. Confidence grows from repetition, not perfection. We're not trying to be perfect here, because nobody's perfect. And I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that I've got the answers to everything. But what I have got is a toolkit now over the years that I've built up since my own cancer recovery and since working with so many of my clients who have struggled, but then have worked through the answers of how they claim their power back. And it's a beautiful thing to see. And so I'd like to give you a little bit of homework this week. If this resonates with you, I'd like you to choose just one situation at home or at work where you'd normally stay quiet. And I'd like you to speak up, because it could be as simple as asking for clarity. It could be suggesting an idea, or it could be saying no to an extra task. And this may feel strange the first time you do it, and you might feel, oh no, that person's not going to like me. But again, this is about claiming your power back. And I want you to notice how your body reacts when you do that. Is it nervousness? Is it your heartbeat getting quicker? For me, my chest used to really tighten up if I thought I was doing something that I used to think was wrong. But I just want you to relax into this. Notice it. Be curious. Get curious about how you react when you're under stress. And then breathe through it. That is your confidence muscle growing. And it's a beautiful thing. It really is. If this episode resonates and you would like to know more about how to communicate with more calm, more clarity, and more confidence, please come and explore my 12-week coaching program, Powerfully You. It's designed for professional women after cancer treatment or any major life event, women who are ready to stop shrinking and start thriving at work and in life. And you can find all the details at www.confidenceaftercancer.co.uk. I'd like to thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It means the world to me. And I'd love this. If this episode helped you, please share it with another woman who's finding her voice again. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe and like on your favourite podcast app, or catch the video version on my YouTube channel, Confidence After Cancer. Every like and subscription helps me to reach more people, helps me to keep on recording these episodes for free, a different topic every week of things that I know resonate with me and with other people that I speak to. Remember, your voice matters and you have earned the right to use it. So next time, my love, stay safe, stay sane, keep speaking up. I'm your friend and I'm here for you. Lots of love, Gabby.